Hey, 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 YouTube family. It's me again. Guess what? We've got her back up. Of course, there's nothing in it. You know, I've had it running for a few weeks now. I'm just taking my time getting everything ready. And if you look back at my other videos, you know, you'll see these are the same rocks that I had before. They're a little bit bleached out because, yes, I bleached them, I nuked them, I acid washed them because this tank went down. It was my pride and joy. This tank went down because I got a severe case of hair algae. And no matter how much I fought it, it came back with a vengeance. So I'm starting the process all over, and the tank has been, you know, updated just a little bit. I'll try to show some of those updates. First off, we've gone all LEDs, and of course, you know, we're using just the basic Chinese black boxes. Full spectrum ones, of course. And the biggest change I did was with the filtration and the plumbing, because there were many times, you know, when I first set up this tank, I was working from home, so I was able to take a close eye on it, and there were many times where I would just look over at the tank and realize that the water was right at the tip. Because if you look at my last videos, you will see that I had one of those hang-on filters in the back to take the water down to the sump, and the only thing that was an issue was that little pump that was on top. Sometimes you'll get a piece of food or some algae that would stick in the hose, and the pump would not suck as much, and the suction would now end. And that was always there. A couple of times, yes, I came out and there was water on the floor. So I needed to make sure that there was a way that that would never happen again. And I think this has taken care of it. If you can see here, this is new. You know, I didn't have this before. This was something I bought and placed on my tank. And if you can see, if you look inside, we now have 3 pipes that are going through the back of the tank. These 2 are the regular inlets. Basically, these 2 are what's usually running during the day, and these take it down to the sump. Now, in case something happens to these 2, in the strange event something happened to these 2, then we have this, which is an emergency line, which is big enough to handle all the flow that this thing is throwing at us. So if we step around back, you can see what I did here. We've got 3 lines coming out. This is to help me regulate the flow. And you can see the pipes are 1.5 inches, so it can handle what I have before was just 1 pipe, which was 1.5 inches, which handled all my flow for about 6 years. Now I have 3. So in the event that something happens to these 2, the 3rd one will be able to handle, you know, what's happening. As you can see down here, I've added a couple more of these. Now, if you want, you know, we'll look down at the sump, and you can see this is where they came, and they dropped just below the water level, you know, to help keep that suction. And one other thing that I changed was I had a Mag 12 in here that was running my skimmer. And, you know, I always had to turn it down because it's, you know, it's too powerful. But now what I've done is it's still down here, but now I have a manifold. So this runs my skimmer. As you can see, it's all attached right here. I've got this one to run whatever else I want to put on here, and then these two to run whether it's a GFO reactor or a carbon reactor, or nowadays, you know, we're talking about Cato reactors, which I think I will be using. I will probably take care of that. So that's how that looks. That's the tank. As you can probably see, the sand isn't that deep on this build, and that is intentional. I don't want it to be, you know, a detritus trap, like I think what happened to me before. As you can see, I also got one of these 3K pump. I'm sending this one back because I bought it used and one of the sides don't work. You know, I'll come from this side. You can see the back where my manifold is. I mounted it on the back of the stand so it's not too far apart. And if you want to look, I don't have my skimmer working at the moment because I'm waiting for the tank to cycle before I start this process all over again. And as you can see, these are how my lights are hung. Now I'm only trying to go, I like movement, so I'm only trying to go more softy, some LPS, but this is going to be more of a soft coral tank and a heavier load of fish. Alright guys, like I always used to say, I got work to do. I'll talk to y'all later.